this might trigger some people, but I believe in God, just not religion. But I was thinking, what if religion didn't exist? What do you think the world would be better or worse off?
I think we're creative and we'd still make something up.
Yeah.
Yeah, our monkey mind has to try to make a logical sense out of
Yeah.
what can't be explained. I always like in yoga when they say God defined as a God can find. So I always don't try to make sense of God because, like I said before, like in a sad song, it's above my pay grade. It's beyond my comprehension. I, I have no clue what the source or God is doing right now, and it's probably beyond my comprehension anyway. But I would say, in my perception, that on a higher astral plane, there are no religions, let's say. It's more of a universal, harmonious kind of energy, I would say. Like, how would my guru say this? He used to say, it doesn't matter what name you call God, it only matters how the energy uplifts you and makes you feel. So, like, my football team is better than your football team, and your football team is not the real football team, and all this, it gets into
Yeah.
that dogma kind of judgment. If life feels like too much, like you're barely holding it together, you are not alone. I felt the same way too until I found Kriya Yoga. It became my daily reset, helping me to come back to my center, even during my hardest days. If you need a lifeline, start here. Join my free Kriya Yoga school at freekriyayogamasterclass.com or book a free call at kriyayogamasterclass.com. But if you kind of love everybody for their inner energy and their divine glow and their soul energy, then you can never go wrong. When we were in the Himalayan mountains, my guru always said, like, if you're carrying divine energy, you are our brother. I don't care what spiritual tradition you come from. So when we were walking up the Himalayan mountains, we walked with everybody. We walked with lamas, we walked with sadhus, we walked with the gauris, we walked with yogis, we walked with swamis, we walked with Buddhists, we walked with everybody, right? You
Yetis,
have good energy, you're our brother. So let's walk.
and you walk with Yetis as well, correct? If they had good energy.
Yeah, if
Yeti.
a Himalayan abominable snowman had divine
Yeah.
energy, he was our brother too. Didn't matter how tall he was or how hairy he was or big. You have good energy. You are our brother. Come into our tent for some tea. My cave is your cave. So that's how we and other spiritual traditions looked at it that way too. So, like, they were like, yeah, I like your energy. I don't know where you're going, but let's just walk.
Yeah.
And if you go to Lake Shrine SRF in Pacific Palisades, California, they have shrines for every spiritual tradition. They respect them all, you know? It doesn't matter what name you give to God, long as it all goes to the same place anyway. So, tomato, tomato. But when you separate that, divide and conquer, my God is better than your God, and we're the chosen people, and you're not the chosen people. And let me
Heretics.
tell you a story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heretics.
yeah, heretics. So that then you start getting into that judgment, lower state. I'm better than you, and you're lesser than me, and so I we don't really need that. We only need uplifting energy, not judging energy.
Yeah.
So whatever spiritual tradition you believe in, it's perfectly fine. To do whichever one works the best for you. That's what I would say. I personally follow the supreme science of Kriya Yoga and Babaji, but if that doesn't resonate with you, it's perfectly fine. Just do what uplifts you and makes you feel the best. So I would say that's not a one size fits all. It's your perception of God is the best perception of God. And whatever name you give God, I would say that's the best. And so I would say don't let other people's God become your God. You figure out what God makes you feel the best and uplifts you the best. And that is the best perception of God, so, don't let other people's stories of God become your stories of God. If you resonate with those stories, then that's perfectly great. Then that's the best story. But if it doesn't resonate with you, then find the story of God or the perception or the energy of God that really works for you. That would be the best God there is, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mind always thinks comically. So while you were talking, I was thinking it's all double S or SS. And by that, I mean it's all the same shit.
Yeah,
All the same shit.
true. all the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I wear white clothes and you wear orange clothes. I mean, what's the
Yeah,
difference?
exactly.
We're all, it's a different color, same clothes.
Yeah.
So long as you uplift, as long as you carry the white flag, not the dark flag, let's say, right? Long as you're helping people, loving people, being compassionate to people, helping people, then it doesn't matter which football team you play for, just you're on a good football team anyway, right? And long as we're uplifting people and helping people, then that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I like what you said. You'd walk with people from all different faiths. Sounds like if I like your energy, we might be totally different, but I don't know. It's okay if we're different, but I like your energy, so we're kind of the same, but yeah, I don't know, be open to everybody. So love
And
everybody.
when you open your mind, you really see they're like you too. They're
Yeah.
just on a different path, but all paths lead to the same mountaintop. So, so you begin to recognize them as your brother, and they begin to recognize you as their brother, and your food became their food, and it was just a big love fest.
Yeah.
Sharing. Hey, you eat this, you eat this. All right, you were sharing. What techniques do you know in Buddhism? We do like this. Okay, cool. We do like this, and our Kriya Yoga Sadhana is basically a collection of my guru's techniques that he learned from all over India. And my guru, basically, he wrote a book called Kailash in Search of Self, where he walked around India for, I think it was more than 2 years, and he met all spiritual beings. And they had good techniques, and we would, around the Yagna campfire, we would just share techniques like, all right, show us how you breathe. Okay, this is how we breathe. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna add that into my sadhana. Or, oh, I like what you did. That was great. So it was more of, you're on the same frequency as me, so we're able to communicate, better, right? In yoga, they say we only talk to people that can hear what we're saying. So when you're on the same frequency as them, when you're in the same divine path as them, or the same search for inner divinity as them, then you'd be surprised. They open up like a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a
So,
question.
Okay.
yeah, go ahead, Paul.
So you're talking about brothers. So I'm thinking that, not in the not too distant future, we're going to meet our star brothers. And I want to ask you if you think humankind is like ready for that type of interaction, or do you think there'll be like a meltdown, like suicides and kind of like what happened during the War of the Worlds broadcast back in the 30s, where they freaked a bunch of people out. They had a radio broadcast and saying like aliens were invading, and people didn't know it was like just a show. I don't know if you heard about that, but so do you think, like, what do you think will happen when that time comes.
Well, I can't really say for other people, but I could say me. I have the perception when I do my sadhana, I open my door because my guru used to say, if God comes to your door, don't leave him outside in the cold and rain, let him in. So it's the same thing for me. Like, long as you're carrying good energy and you made me no harm, I don't care if you're blue, purple, green, whatever. Come on in. Let's have some tea. You know, like I'm open to it. Now, other people, that's a different story. I really can't say. Like my guru used to say, your whole life you've been conditioned through distractions. So a lot of people are attached to the narrative. A lot of people still to this day believe mainstream media is their friend and they wouldn't lie to them. So it's easy for them to get in a state of fear because they've lived their whole life in a state of fear, you know? Like, as yogis, we try to stay fearless as possible. We don't, whatever happens, in yoga they say whatever happens, don't let anything shake your samadhi or your meditation, right? So even if aliens come down, war of the worlds, and they're a big spaceship, you still stay in the same samadhi state regardless, you know? Like, you know, so like if our soul brothers come, I welcome our soul brothers. I have my tea ready and my temple clean, and I'm ready for them anytime they're willing to come. I look forward to it. And by going through what I went through in the Himalayan mountains, having this perspective, I'm not scared of tigers or Himalayan Yeti or any of that stuff. I'm ready for it all. Come on in, you know? And that's why I think I had more of these experiences, because I'm not really attached to it, or I don't really try to make sense of it. Like I said before, when I saw a fairy in the Himalayan mountains, I looked at it. I enjoyed it for a few moments. I went back in my tent and went to sleep, you know? I didn't really attach to it. So maybe I'm more open to it because I don't really have any judgment about it or anything, you know? When I saw a monkey, sitting on my Shiva statue, I didn't freak out. I didn't try to go get a knife or go get a baseball bat and hit it or whatever. I enjoyed it for what it was. I said, "Ooh, cool, monkey."
Yeah.
You know, today's my lucky day, you know? And he's carrying a God message. He pointed at the sky and said, "Let go and let God," and then left. And I was like, enough said. No need, nothing else to add. I didn't try to ask, wait a minute, monkey, I have some questions about the universe, you know? I said, good enough. I'm happy. I'm satisfied with the answer I got telepathically. So, yeah, same thing with these aliens. I have my tea ready. I'm ready for them. Whatever color they are, whatever form they have, long as they're not harmful or trying to hurt me, or if they're trying to uplift me, I'm open to the message anytime they're ready. So that's what I would say. But I don't know. It's, as far as other people, they try to keep you in a constant state of fear, which you're easily controlled when you're in a fear state. But if you're not scared of anything, you can't be controlled. Like, so if they want to control the narrative, they would probably try to put a fear projection about it. These people are bad. They're trying to hurt you. But if they don't try to hurt you, then they're good. Why not? You know, I'm open to it, you know.
Also,
So,
I think we're being prepared for aliens with all the movies about aliens. I think we're being prepared for it. And like when I was a little girl, I remember the movie E.T. and I wanted to have a little alien in my closet, like E.T. phone home. But
yeah,
I
I loved E.T.
yeah,
I had a E.T. stuffed animal, E.T. phone home. What did he like? Reese's Pieces, right?
yes,
That's what he that's what he ate. Yeah. He was in the little girl's closet, and you know, ET phone home. And when these government people killed ET. That was the saddest day of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if they killed him, but like he died, you know, like I don't know, whatever, right? Like leave ET alone.
Yeah,
Get
don't
away from
research him.
ET. Yeah, don't dissect ET. You know, leave him alone. Let him get on his bicycle and float into the sky. Right? That was the movie poster, right? He was that kid and ET was on the
Yeah.
bike and they were
Yeah,
floating
flying.
past the moon, or yeah. So yeah. So I like it. I mean, I wouldn't keep an alien as a pet. They would be more my
No.
brother.
Yeah,
You
I don't want to hold him in a cage.
like you know, like your cat or your dog, you know, this higher frequency being is hiding in your closet. Stay here, you know. But yeah, so I don't know, like Veronica said, they have, what they call it, what did Chad used to say, projected programming, right? Like they're trying to prime your lower frequency mind for higher things, you know, higher concepts. So it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm open to it no matter what happens. Like if a spaceship landed in my yard, I'd be like, cool. Hello, friends. Come on in. You like tea? Yeah. Tell me about your journey, you know, telepathically, or can you speak? Can you communicate with words? What do you need? You know, you've had a long trip. Here's my bed. Take a rest. You know, how do you recharge yourself? You know, so I would be open to the questions. Same way I'm open to other spiritual traditions. Tell me about your spiritual tradition. What techniques do you do? What do you like to do? What uplifts you? What makes you happy? You know, this type of stuff. So yeah, I'm open to ET. So I leave my door open to my room. So anytime ET, aliens, whatever, want to come in, it's wide open. Don't even have to knock.
When you say
usually they portray the ETs as evil, though, you know, so they want to use that, like I heard, as like a scare tactic, like the fake alien invasion tactic, like a false flag that they use to create fear and panic in the population. But yeah, I've heard that a lot of those films have like purpose behind it, and also some basis in truth of things that happened. Like Ben Rich, the like former CEO of Lockheed Martin, like made a statement that we now have the technology to take ET home, and that was like, oh my God, that's mind blowing. But you know, all the hidden technology and everything like that. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you could basically see during the C word time that their goal is to keep you in a constant state of fear vibration, a lower vibration, because you're easily controlled. That's why they had the numbers on the TV every night, so you could stay in that fear kind of mud lower state, right? If you don't care, how can they control you? They really can't, right? So they have to project their narrative becomes your narrative, right? So, but if a tree falls in the woods and you don't hear it, did it really fall? So they want to make sure you hear the tree, because if you don't hear the tree, then you don't care. So their job is to more make you easily swayed, let's say it like that, like do what they want, right? But you're the king of your castle and you're in control. So no matter what they want you to do, you control what you do. So I wouldn't, when they say go right, I go left. Let's say it like that. Like I don't take the truth from habitual liars, if you know what I'm saying. So I use my own discernment and my own judgment to figure out what's true and what's not. So if they tell me these aliens are bad, I want to find out for myself. And what's the worst thing that could happen? You know, they could destroy my physical body and give me the lightning path to ascend.
Like, thank you.
Thank you. Now I'm taking the golden flight. Vedguru Dev, why are you here so soon? Well, this
I got
alien
probed.
shot me with his laser.
Oh no.
Yeah, here I am. Coming home. You might be thriving on the outside, but inside, do you feel scattered, restless, or empty? I did. Kriya Yoga gave me the structure and the sacred stillness that changed everything for me. If you're ready to reconnect with yourself, book a free call at kriyayogamasterclass.com or start your journey for free at freekriyayoga.com. If this message landed for you, hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe so you never miss my daily videos. And click the daily video right here.